Hello, basically welcome Mr. Who Reviews. And today I'm reviewing my version of Superman, The Return. And yeah, this is the last episode of season 3 and might be the last episode of the entire series, but let's wait and see. And yeah, last time Clark tried to get his power back by going to the Kryptonian robots in the fortress, and they just give him like a history lesson of the ancient Krypton and put him in a simulation, but he didn't really do what they want him to do. And a lot of the others were preparing for the Annihilators or the Eradicators' appearance. And yeah, this is being where left off with after John or Jonathan slices the Eradicator in two, but yeah, he just replicates his old model. And yeah, they showed Steel, uh, Heatwave, and Livewire in the last episode, and it did see just I think they saw a Heatwave on the ground when Jonathan wakes up. Yeah, they just don't treat the characters that well in this for the old characters well in this season. Do they first didn't give them any lines or talking role in the previous episode, and now down on the ground. Yeah. Yeah, Johnson's just feeling like they kind of defeat the right here, but Car does motivate him to try, and they do take care of the over and right here that the new version uh, made up or whatever. But he just takes control of the robots that Water brought. Yeah, Man Water decides to retreat and just leave the Kryptonians to fight. And when you listen to the lecturing saying he has a plan of again taking care of the right here and their plane gets shut down. But luckily Slade doesn't tell Waller when she asks him to find Luther and Olsen, since Luther tells Slade that he has a plan, and oh yeah, spoilers, I haven't seen this. And he does say to say that he's right about everything. I do like the part when Lex tanks Slade, but Slade saying, don't mess with it. Ever. Looks like he's annoyed. Ugh. And Luther's plan uses like a head device to get into the mind of the Eradicator, but according to Eradicator, it works both ways. Ugh. I just wonder if there's a drawback with Lex, like an Eradicator in getting into Lex's mind to mess with a little bit mess with his intelligence or something. Yeah. And you know, when look like everything is lost and Lois and Jonathan have a moment together just before the Iraq hair was about to Iraq him with a beam. I liked Soul's up. Yeah, this episode began where they left off with the Brainiacs about to do who knows or God knows what to Clark, and Bizarro destroys one of them about to destroy the one that's in charge. Clark actually calms Bizarro down, and that just gets the Brainiac to realize that Clark's way is the better way. I don't know, maybe I think it could have ended like that in the last episode, and would have been good to start with the John Clark in front of one of the children of Rao, the living son of Krypton God. And yeah, because that's the only thing that can give Clark his powers back. And yeah, it does, and it living son in the fortress. And Clark also gets a Kryptonian armor. And yeah, and I do kind of like get when Jonathan does see Clark, he's thinking that he's just here to take the the credit and the talk. Got stuff Clark said something pretty good, and Jonathan's hugging him and that. And yeah, Superman does give the direct here a moment to stop and just give up. But of course, he doesn't, and he did have a fight, and he had to fight. It's good, and yeah, especially the part where Superman actually punches Edric Harris so much it just de-evolves him. And I do kind of like that Clark actually does like a mirror version of what Edric Harris said about no matter how many times he tries to get rid of Superman, that somebody survives, an ally, a child, and a lover, and Superman saying that he just like any other person try to live his day, whether with friends, hooking in their kids, or want to wake up next to the person they love. I did go mirror, and just when the red hairs on the ground, Superman tried again to get him to realize that he's just trying living, but the other character just crumbles. They saying you'd rather die. Yeah, and yeah, I don't think Rackhead was that good of a villain. Like, he keeps saying that the reason he's doing this because he's scared and he uses his fear as a weapon. And I don't think it's built up as good as Cyber Superman was. And I'll probably bring back up again in the review, but this seems like they like split or put two seasons of stories into one season, and I don't think it actually fits that well. But it's me. Oh yeah, and Johnson and Lara actually go back to their own time. Also, like with the Power Johnson say they knew that they can beat him, and Carter just punched him in the arms, saying, "Oh really?" Uh, I don't know. I was only part when there's another mirror to the end of the death of Superman, wherein that allows us and Johnny how does he know that the future will be any better, and he researched her. This time it's Jonathan asking Lois, and she researches him. So yeah, I was wonder if those versions of the Jonathan and Lara are gonna be erased since their timeline have been changed. Is Lara gonna exist? Ugh, I don't know. And yeah, there's some stuff in the epilogue with the Kara and the Jimmy get some ice cream from Bizarro. Yeah, they don't even give Bizarro a name. Like, the closest is that Superman calls him cousin. Ugh, I don't know. And yeah, Jimmy's saying that he's he's got a lot of money again, and up just because his comics so well, and it's just so Steve Lombard reading one, and how Jimmy invested in worms, and he was thinking he and Kara were gonna get together, but he was one of my friends saying that he said he wanted to be a better friend, so he's giving him a chance to show that he can do it. Yeah, it's all funny, and the two sides on this, like, it build up the whole thing of Karen and Jimmy getting together, and Jimmy just like doing a bad job being a boyfriend slash friend. And yes, it does seem toxic, but they could have at least tried again. But on the other hand, yeah, what Jimmy was doing, yeah, it wasn't really right. I guess this is a character given like a second chance to prove himself as a friend before, yeah, being her boyfriend. But I don't know. And yeah, they'll Matt Water puts a Luther in a Supermax prison, or maybe a prison in a checkmate. And when he does ask what made the Luther do all this, he just tells her again what he saw, our space, and what happened when the Candor, what galaxy right when the Candor got destroyed. And yeah, but said that if she saw what he did, he would do anything to protect himself, and that seemed like to put the fear of God in her a little bit, but a little scared. And with loads of Clark got to farm, and I think Kara's playing fetch with crypto, like, or he had telltale laws to be able to adopt crypto thanks to government credentials or something like that. And and prove that he isn't scared of the future anymore, Lowe's actually proposes marriage to Clark, and he says yes. Mm. And yeah, I think it is good and Lowe's is the one that proposes to Clark. It just seems like something he would do. But yeah. Yeah, I think this is a good episode and a good finale, but like I said, it just seems like they're putting two scenes together, and I do think Cyborg Superman was a better villain than the Eradicator. I think it was just built up more, and I get to see how he changed from his introduction to when he actually became a villain. Like, you understand his reason, and he was a character that was introduced in previous season. Maybe it showed that Lex working on Eradicator in the Party Animals episode, and then shown back up in the episode where Jonathan and Lara showed up. But I think Cyber Superman was built up in more, and yeah, I do agree with everybody for saying that Supergirl is probably the best written character in this season, and yes, she's great in this, and I do like the part with her, the Kent kids, and Bizarro fighting the different eradicators and declaring them that you're not gonna take something from just on their version of the Super Saiyan powers. I think I never really once said any Dragon Ball, but I'm guessing that's probably a reference to them. But and you ever like have Kara figure out who she is, or was what Jessica Cruz said, but the panel in the con the Supercon episode supposed to be fulfilling that, because they already bring up it again after episode one. So does he ever find out who like who she is or whatever? I don't know. And yeah, I just wonder if this was Alexa is supposed to set up season 4 or something from My Friends with Green Lantern, and it will be second out whenever it comes out. Don't know if I'm gonna review it straight away, but we're trying to see. And yeah, I do hope that they do a season 4. Maybe they they could show like the wedding between Lois and Clark, and I just wonder if Lois ever got her dad, Clark and Superman are the same person, and maybe yeah, so the development between Kara and Jimmy, and maybe do some other stuff and that, but and I for being like this scene, they said the scene was gonna be based on the reign of Superman. Yeah, I never have that Steel in it that much, and he's one of the Supermen in that story. I guess according to everybody in, but they haven't anybody them talking, but whatever. Mm. And I just think that the Johnny Kent from the part with the Cyber Superman was better than the John Kent in the red hair part. I don't know what it is, but just says just find that version a little better. Like you don't understand why Jonathan don't feel pressure for being Superman because he's just doing it alone. And I don't know why they never gave Laura a personality. Like just being like a soldier, that's a personality. Really? Ugh. As I do season 4, as I said, I hope to do something like more the characters are even better, not just Supergirl, whatever. And yeah, the scene had some good moments, but it just seemed like they wasted it, and I don't know why they like. I do kind of get why they brought in some one woman villains. Like it has been done before, where a villain from somebody else's rogue gallery is in another hero's show or comic book or whatever. But I don't know why they brought in Doctor Poison and Giganta before they brought in Wonder Woman. I just wonder if that means they're not going to do My Friends with Wonder Woman, even though people do want it. Ugh, I just not anymore. And yeah, I think that's all I have. So just remember to like, comment, subscribe, and remember to share this video and any of my videos I watch to whoever you want. Check out my community tab. Just go on my channel and press post or go onto the recommend section on YouTube. I might show up there, but you know, I usually inform people when my videos are up, whether they be described to me or not, and have some polls maybe certain and voted in. But if not, that's okay. And yeah, that's it next time. I'll see you guys later.